Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Travis back again here at Big Boy Toy Reviews, and I am finally biting the bullet and reviewing these weird Polynian figures. This is Polynian Kelly. I think she's supposed to be a police officer, clearly. I think this means figure 14. I have no idea. I started randomly collecting these things for some reason, and this is literally the only one I've opened, and I think I got like 7 of them. I don't know how to pronounce this name. That says Robot Neoanthropine. That don't you know what? I shouldn't have even attempted it. I shouldn't have even attempted it. But the boxes are pretty elaborate considering how much these things cost. Some of them go for good money on the aftermarket. Surprisingly, is there an audience for these things? I felt like I was the only one. Are these like a comic book or something? They got little illustrations in here of the character. I do like how they open up. It is a magnet, so like the box is pretty nice. So considering what you get here, I appreciate the boxing of these things, but yeah, they're like I don't know what you would call these. They're saying they're Polynian. I don't even know how to pronounce that. But I mean, they're like, what would you call this? Androids? I don't know what you would call these. Girls. I think they're all girls. There might be some boys, but I don't know. Let's just move on because I am clueless on this line, even though I have a few of them, or I guess a little more than a few, but there's paint and detail all over these things, sculpting and everything. This technically is an accessory, this ponytail, but I don't know why you would not have this on her, so I went on ahead and put it on her. It's just hinged, but I'm not in articulation, right? She has her little tie here that is movable. You can take this off because the head does pop off really easily. Well, the bodies in general pop off really easily. And I think you can swap these between characters. Well, maybe you can't take the tie off. But I think some of the ones that I've seen are kind of generic. And some of them seem like actually their own character, but you do have paint detail. It's a little rough down here in the black paint. That's not great, as you can see. The gold paint is pretty good though. The blue paint is okay. It's pretty good too. I've seen her on the aftermarket anywhere from like $85 to $120, I think. So that's quite the range. I guess the ball joint type hips, I guess you can call these, are they kind of go with the android robot aesthetic that she's trying to pull off here. A little run there in the gold paint there. So that's unfortunate. I don't remember how much I paid for her. I have had this thing just sitting around and I never reviewed it ever. So consider this a first for both of us, or for all of us when it comes to this. I don't know, does anybody collect these things? Is there a market for these things? Clearly there is, because they keep selling them. So the paint here is pretty good for the most part. So her face looks really good. She does have your typical swap out type of face, where you can see that those faces are painted pretty nicely. There is some gapping here that's unfortunate. You can especially see it more so here. I cannot get that to sit flush, so that is unfortunate. I would have liked maybe some articulation in her little bangs here, but other than that, It's a very odd thing. Obviously, she has very large proportions on her. And yeah, but anyway, let's move on to accessories. Alrighty, so she comes with 2 shocker hands, I guess you can call these. I don't know why my camera is losing focus, but yeah, she has 2 shocker hands, I guess you can call these. So yeah, she has 2 of those. Then she comes with 2 of these fist hands, so just painted white. Then she comes with 2 weapon holding hands here. Now, I don't know why these come with their own peg, because it's not movable. So that seems kind of strange that they would make built-in pegs, non-movable pegs for weapon holding hands. Shouldn't these move vertically? But they don't. They have a fake hinge in them. Doesn't move at all, so that's really weird. Then she comes with 2 open hands like this. And then she does come with, I guess, kind of weapon holding hands too that aren't on their own peg. So she does come with 2 that are not pegged. So I'm not quite sure why she came with that other set, but she comes with those. Then she comes with, she is clearly a freak. She comes with a pair of handcuffs. So those are nicely painted silver. I do like those. She comes with her police hat. Is this basically a helmet? Because would this be made out of the same material she's made out of? It has like the lines and stuff, the sculpting and stuff, like it's kind of robotic. So would this just be a helmet? But she comes with that, and it's nicely painted, and it does peg into the top of her head. She also comes with 2 faces. Right here we have her O face, which is painted really nicely. I do like that. And then I went on ahead and threw this on the figure. She has a nice little winking face. So I do like that one a lot, and that's probably what I would have her pose with. And then this is obviously the neutral face that came with her in the packaging. But yeah, those are some cool faces. Then she comes with what I can only think is some kind of a riot shield type of thing, but not quite a riot shield because it's not that big. And there's a peg hole in it to put another weapon into it. She has her other hand here connected to it. But this is nicely painted. I don't know what that symbol is, but yeah, it has like a transparent thing here. Some transparent plastic there. Then she comes with kind of a baton slash, I don't know if this is also, no, I think this is just a baton because I don't see a trigger on it. So this is what would be her baton, or just beat 'em stick is what I would call them. Very nicely painted, very futuristic looking, robotic, I guess. Maybe this is where the zapper is, what is that called? The taser. It looks like the end of some tasers or something. So yeah, this is very futuristic police weapon. And then she comes with her huge ass gun. And if you need this to fight crime in the mean streets of Robot City, then it must be a very dangerous place, because this is a beast. It looks really cool, but that is a beast of a gun there. She doesn't come with like a little side piece or small gun. She just comes with this gigantic, like futuristic shotgun type thing. But it looks cool. And that is it for accessories. Oh, she does come with a kind of like this, I don't know, weird looking stand. So there's that. I guess is the company called Daibadi Production. I don't know. Because it says it here on the stand too. So Daibadi. So I don't know. But yeah, that is it for the accessories. Okay, so for articulation. So like I said, her ponytail is on a hinge and a peg, so you can twist it around and you can hinge it up and down. You move this out the way. Her head can't go up very much at all. Well, maybe it can. Well, nope, it can't, because now it's just falling off. So you're not going to get a whole bunch of looking up with that peg. Looking down, you can do side to side is not really there. She does get up. Okay. She does get, let's see, let me get that right. She does get horizontal there with the shoulder. As far as a bicep swivel, there is one built in here. You can kind of see it twisting there. Or actually, I think it's down here in the elbow, actually. I don't think it's twisting at the top. No, it's not twisting at the top. So yeah, it's actually built into the elbow. So then you can get over 90 degrees with that elbow. It's a single jointed, kind of robotic. You can even go backwards. So yeah, I think she's basically supposed to be a robot. Hinge for the wrist, that's pretty typical. Like I told you, this bow tie can move around. You can't pull her apart, so you can kind of see what her torso is made of. It's just a ball hinge. So you can get back quite a bit, and then you can get forward quite a bit, but your side to side is going to be hindered unless you move that joint, and then you can get her side to side. So you're going to have to, actually, I take that back. She can still get side to side even without moving that joint. So actually the torso is pretty freaking good. And if you manhandle her too much, she will fall apart. Just like a robot would, I guess, huh? If you overhandle it. Let's see if we can get her back on here. Let's see. All right. So then she has the weird ball hinge hips too. So depending on how you turn them, you can get a split, or you can turn them forward and get a kick. And she can't really kick forward that much because her thighs are just too thick. She's just too thick. So she can't really kick forward that much. This is short enough to get out the way, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. And also there is a peg back here that if you pull this out of her butthole so you can then see her butthole, you can move this around. So you can actually take this off if you want to. And if you do take that off, she can get a lot more range. So if you want to, you can loosen that up and get more range. But that would be up to you. Thigh swivel is built in at the top. Single jointed knee does go that far, and it can actually go even further, even forward. So I almost can give her the jittergrade legs if you wanted to. I don't think the ankle would allow it though. But yeah, then she can only kick forward that far with the ankle and back that far. So no jittergrade legs for you, but she does get an ankle rocker if you move it. So all hinge joints everywhere in this girl. So yeah, it's up. You can maneuver her. She's like a more limited Revoltech figure, because a hinge can only go one way at one time. So it's up to you how you would want to pose her. But yeah, that is it for articulation. So let's go ahead and move on to some comparisons. Before we move on to comparisons, I did want to kind of point out that she does have that same kind of hinge joint in her shoulder here, but you can get it to come around. It's not really a true butterfly, but she can get that all the way over her chest. So she can get over her chest. She has some big boobages, and she can get around her chest. Now, if you can get her to do it without her falling apart, then you will have achieved something that even the greatest cannot achieve, because she is constantly falling apart. So she is very, very fidgety. There was something, oh yeah, I also wanted to point out, it is kind of difficult to get her legs to be straight up and down. I was able to do it, but you really have to work with, now I can see why she comes apart, because you really have to work with these ball joints to get her in the position that you want her to be. Straight up and down, this is about as straight as I could get her to be. But she is always going to seemingly have like somewhat of a permanent gap that is going to be there. So this is about as straight as I could actually get her. But I just wanted to point that out before we moved on to comparisons. But yeah, that's it. Alrighty, so here she is next to two Mega Man model kits. I didn't do any reviews on these. I don't typically do reviews on my model kits. I might start doing it though. But yeah, Mega Man I think is kind of an Android guy too, so she might fit pretty good with these two guys here. She is about the same size, maybe even a little bit taller, but yeah, two little Mega Man model kits that I put together pretty easily. But that's what she looks like with them. Alrighty, and here she is next to two other model kits. This is obviously Mecha Godzilla, and then this is Iron Roar's Super Maneuver Armored Walker Cat 01 Shadow. It's quite the name. But yeah, this is another model kit that I put together. This one, both of these I spray painted and put the decals. This one I put all kind of decals on and stuff that came with it, so put a lot of work into that one. And then this one has, this one has some decals in it as well. There is quite a bit of paint on this guy, quite a bit of dry shading on it too, like you can see spider webs obviously, because this is just sitting on the shelf. But yeah, this guy is pretty cool. He has like thrusters here that actually go in there. I don't have them in there right now, but this can open and you can put thrusters in there. He has a couple of different accessories that you can put in for his hand. Yeah, and all of this coloring and stuff is mostly paint. You can see that's paint there too, paint here. I thought I did a pretty good job on this guy. And then he has kind of like a lining. I used one of those Gundam liners to align him up to and get some of that wash on there. But anyway, I think I've shown him before in comparisons. I probably talked about him before too, but yeah, that's what she looks like with these two guys. She's a robot. That's why I'm comparing her to other robots. It's kind of how it's going here, if you can't tell. And finally, here she is next to Mark 50 Iron Man and Voltron. Obviously Voltron is gigantic and I cannot fit him into frame, but she is not even bigger than one of the individual lion feet. So anyway, that is it. Actually, you know what? I'll do one more comparison with like some human characters. Alrighty, here she is next to some human action figures. We got Mitsuri from Demon Slayer and Captain Marvel from Hasbro, or Marvel and BuzzMod. But yeah, here she is next to some human figures. I don't know, maybe she can fit in one of these worlds. Who knows? She's a robot. I guess you can kind of put her anywhere. Now that's it for comparisons. Alrighty, in conclusion, yeah, she's a little fun little robot waifu to have on your shelf. I think that's really why I started collecting them, because they were kind of like little waifus with giant accessories, and I thought they would look cool on the shelf, to be honest with you. And they are very easy to pose. Like the joints are nicely stiff. They're not too stiff, but they're stiff enough to hold the weapons and stuff, but not too stiff to where you can't maneuver them or you feel like you're breaking the joints. So I think these figures are cool. If there's an audience for these, then I'll definitely continue to review them. I'll probably do it anyway. We'll see what I get. I don't get a whole lot of views anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, I like her as a figure. I had no plans on getting rid of her or anything. I just didn't know what to do with these chicks. So, but as a figure all around, I give 7 out of 10. I like it. I like it. But that is it for the review. You know what? Never mind. That's it for the review. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.